Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Carlos with Twins Reef, and for those that are new, this is the RedSea Reefer 300 G2. This tank has been set up for approximately anywhere from 6 to 8 months now, and there has been some slight changes when it comes to this tank. When I first set up this tank, I was first running AI Prime 13s with the AI Prime 16s. Later decided to add the Hydra 26 HD, remove the Prime 16 and just leave the Generation 1 HD to the left. But then I added some SPS corals, and it seemed like the SPS to my left side of the tank wasn't doing so well, so I had to add another light. And since that happened, I have seen an improvement when it came to that specific SPS corals. Before we jump into all the corals and the livestock on this tank, I am really debating right now of what major update I'm going to do regarding, or upgrade I'm going to do with this tank. I'm either going to keep it a aqua elimination tank or a ecotech marine aquarium. So I'm not so sure if I should get the MP40s with the two Radions XR15s. And you know, everybody would go with the ecotech marines, but the thing is, they are a little bit pricey when the aqua illumination could also do what the ecotechs can do. I think there's just a step down when it comes to quality and performance. So if I don't get the ecotech, I'm thinking of getting two Nero 5 power heads with two 32 HD lights. The only thing that's stopping me from buying the ecotechs is the mounts. I already have the mounts, the arms for the Hydras, so that means that, you know, I'm gonna save at least $200 in the arms. And then of course the lights and the power heads, when it comes to aqua illuminations, they are slightly inexpensive when it comes to the ecotech Radions and the ecotech MP10s. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that I am thinking of upgrading my equipment with better lighting and better power heads. Regardless, what if I was to go with aqua eliminations or with the Radions, is gonna be a big upgrade when it comes to this tank, because we're running older generation lights when it comes to the 13s and the 26. And also we have generic power heads. I think they're J-Bells. We have like basically a replica to the gyre pump, and then one to the MP, which is like that over there. I know you can't see it, but yeah, let's dive into the corals and the livestock. We still have all the fish that I've had since the beginning. We have the hippo tang, we have the black storm, which when I first bought it, for those that are new, I bought it as a mocha storm and it turned to be a black storm over time. And then we have the hippo tang, and then we have our fox face rabbit fish. This was a fish, the only reason I bought it was because I had an outbreak of bubble algae. Then the owner of my local pet store said that rabbit fish is one of fish he recommends, and they will eat up all the bubble algae. If not, will control it within a couple weeks. And that happened to be true. When I set up this tank, I had the rabbit fish because it was actually on the RedSea Reefer Max 170. I put this fish on my sump because I read in forums that it's basically, it's not really considered a reef safe fish. Here and there you'll get a fish that will nip at the corals and once they taste it, they'll start eating them. But I haven't had that issue when it came to my rabbit fish, so I say, why not keep it here? He will eat algae, he will eat bubble algae, and he's been a good resident of this aquarium. The hippo tang, on the other case, I was always scared. I always wanted one, but I was scared because I would always hear things about them getting ick or any type of disease. And then the local fish store that I have, they don't really quarantine their fish, but every fish I've gotten from there has never gotten sick. So I pulled the trigger on the hippo tang, and I don't regret it. It's been healthy, fat, and it has grown. When I got it, it was like a quarter size, and now look at it. It's big, it's beautiful, and hopefully we will upgrade in the future because I want to keep this fish. If not, sadly, I'm gonna have to rehome it and get another hippo tank. But I hope that is not the case. I hope within a couple years from now, we could get a slightly larger tank. And then we have one more fish with which I think I forgot the name of it. It's right there between the mushrooms. I know you won't be able to pick up because he's in the shadows. It's not a Royal Corama. It's a no, it's not a purple dotty bag. I honestly forgot the name of that fish, but he is beautiful. So when it comes to like fish, there's some fish that I want to get still, and one of them is the Christmas wrasse, and then another type of wrasse which I forgot. I was actually gonna buy them this week when it comes to the recording of this video, but however the owner of the fish store told me that wrasses are good fish. The only cons about them is that they kill pests. So killing pests, that would include they eat shrimp and crabs. So yeah, if I always wanted a cleaner shrimp or a fire shrimp, and yeah, if I get a wrasse, I won't be able to keep a shrimp. But if you have wrasses and shrimps together, let me know. And yeah, so when it comes to fish, the only fish I'll probably add will be another clownfish, and it's not gonna be a black storm thing. You get a black phantom clownfish, and then it will be adding at least 2 different species of wrasse fishes. Another thing that I've been doing, because when it comes to cleanup crew, I've been lacking on that department. I really never had like a cleanup crew in my tank. It was just me doing water changes, and I'll probably have 1 hermit crab and 1 snail. Recently, every time I go to the store, if it's to buy food or to buy food for my fish, for my chickens, or buy freshwater stuff, I always come back home with at least $10 worth of a cleanup crew. It's either going to be snails or crabs, hermit crabs. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to buy different type of species of snails, reef safe snails and reef safe crabs, or cleanup crews, and just add them to this tank and just have a healthy, good ecosystem when it comes to the livestock, the fish, the crabs, the snails, and everything like that. That's why we're gonna add some wrasses, because they're good with flatworms and things like that. Now, corals are doing freaking amazing. I am super happy of all the results that I've been getting with my tank. Finally, a tank that I don't really mess with it. I just do water changes here and there. And one thing that I did, guys, I switched over to the RedSea Pro Salt. So that's the black bucket. I think the other one's the blue bucket. I went with the black bucket. And the reason why I switched from Instant Ocean Reef Crystals to the RedSea Salt was because now Reef Crystals Instant Ocean Salt, before when I used to buy it, it used to be $40 for a whole 5-gallon bucket, and now it costs $100. So I said, if I'm gonna pay $100 for Instant Ocean, why not get a slightly better salt? And I went with the RedSea Pearl Salt, and I have seen improvement. The water is more clear. Not only that, when it comes with the RedSea Salt, guys, it basically mixes and it's super clear and clean within like 30 minutes of mixing. So yeah, with the Instant Ocean, you know, it used to take like 3-4 hours, and it's recommended like just wait like a whole day or so, but I would always add it after like 3 or 4 hours. But with this RedSea Salt, guys, within 30 minutes the water's crystal clear, and I have a good salinity, because a couple days later I'll come and I'll check my salinity and my tank, and everything looks good. Corals are amazing, colors are amazing. One thing that I just slightly did, or I changed on my tank, was I stopped using the light settings that I had originally. So basically my light schedule was from 9 in the morning to 5 p.m. and I used the BRS settings when it came to the Hydra. So what I did recently, I did the WWC Worldwide Corals Hydra 32 settings, and their settings, I believe it's anywhere from 8 in the morning to 7 p.m. Because before I think I had like an 8-hour time lapse when it came to my schedule. Now it's I think probably about 12 hours. So basically this tank runs like 3 to 4 hours on semi blue and white light, and after that it just completely turns blue. But yeah, all the corals are good. Now let me talk to you guys about my Digitata coral. So this is one of the easiest SPS corals, and every time I try to keep this specific coral, it has always died on me. And this time it started to die, guys. It was super healthy, and out of nowhere it started to die. I only had the AI Primes 13s on this side of the tank, and I had that wave maker on the back, and I was like, dude, it probably needs a little bit more of current. To be honest, I do not check my parameters on my tank, so everything's just by eye. That's how I've been doing it since the beginning of the hobby. So my dumb self, what I did, I put that power head there, it's current, to hit directly to that Digitata to see if it will encourage it to bring the polyps out. But what I didn't notice was that the current was actually hitting the hammer coral. So if you guys see this coral here, it was retracted. So that one has like 2 or 3 heads. Paid 13 bucks, no, like 15 bucks for it. And then we had another coral here, which I don't know if I paid 30 bucks for it. I don't know if that's the same coral hammer that I bought from the guy that I bought this coral from, or was it the hammer that I bought online. I don't remember, but they were both retracted. But it seemed like the hammer that was here previously was doing a polyp bailout. I was gonna leave it in the tank to see what was going to happen, but I didn't want to risk of it you know, getting sick and contaminating the rest of the coral. So I just pulled it out and threw it in the anemone tank to see if it was gonna survive, and let me tell you guys, it did not survive. But that is my fault for not doing research on things. You don't want your flow hitting your corals directly. But man, this tank is looking beautiful. It's looking stunning. So that is what happened. And I know I just got distracted just looking at this tank from this angle. And then it looks much better than how the camera picks it up, guys. It looks amazing. But yeah, so that's the only thing that has actually changed when it comes to all my corals. So the Digitata wasn't doing so well. Now it's actually doing slightly better. I adjusted the flow. I removed the power head. This power head here was in another angle, so I adjusted it, and I paid attention where the flow was going. Adjusted the flow too. All the hammer corals, Euphilia corals, are doing well. Those 2 SPS, I forgot the name of them. They're supposed to be easy too. They aren't doing so well. That was probably because of my lights too, my intensity of my lights and the flow. But the corals here, these SPS, are doing good. They are growing. I could see that they are growing. Their tips are white, so they're extending and growing. Let's see if we could get a better side view of those SPS. I won these in an auction. I totally forgot the name of them. But if I could keep those, I should be able to keep Digitatas as well. Some of the SPS that I have here were either bought at an auction or at Corals Farmers Market. Also, this Euphilia torch is looking good too. It's healthy, it's fat, and it's just doing good. Now, when it comes to my Goniporas here, they are doing okay, except this one here. This one was actually blue, and it looks like it's bleached. I mean, the tentacles are still there, the flesh is still there. The only thing that happened, it lost its color, so I don't know why. I don't know if I should put it in the shade or what. But besides that, the other Goniporas that I have, the highlighter, the rainbow here, and this sort of pinkish with yellow tips, and the red one there, they're all doing good. And then my mushrooms, they're all doing good. This is not a Ghani. I don't know what they're called. Apopora. So they're like Ghaniporas, but they're slightly different. So excuse me if I got the name wrong. Then when it comes to my lactus mushroom, guys, it has like 3 babies around the base. So my lactus mushroom is doing good. And excuse me, but I think I have a scratch on my tank, which hopefully I don't. So I'm gonna take a look at that later. Hopefully I don't, because I'm gonna get upset. So sorry for that distraction. I just thought I saw like my tank might have a scratch, which I hope it doesn't, because it doesn't get me upset. Anyhow, the rest of the mushrooms, they are doing good. Look at those red discosomas. They look so vibrant, so beautiful. My acans are doing okay. They're not doing that good. My jawbreaker is doing good. There's a baby underneath it. That torch is doing good. My frog swan is doing good. And then there is a GSP green star polyp. Those are one of the easiest corals to keep, and for some reason for me it doesn't grow how it's supposed to. Usually they grow like weeds, but here, man, I haven't seen it grow at all. And yeah, so that is it when it comes to the RedSea Reefer 300 G2. All the fish are doing good, all the corals are doing good, except the one hammer that I lost, and that was because of my fault, having direct flow to it. And then my digitata, which wasn't doing so well, but now it's opening up. You see there's a little bit of red, but before, a couple weeks ago, it was completely white with little to no signs of polyps. Now it's opening up and it's doing good. Same thing with these 2 SPS to the right of it. Fish, corals are doing good. Again, I am thinking of upgrading when it comes to my lighting. I don't know if I'm gonna do Hydro 32 HDs or the Ecotech Radion's XR15s. And if it was to me, my budget, I mean, if I could afford it, I wouldn't even freaking question it. I'll absolutely 100% will get the Radion's XR15s and the MP40s. But again, I'm positive and I'm sure a Radion 32H, I mean no Radion, Aqua Illumination 32 HDs could grow SPS, and then the Nero 5 could do what an MP40 could do as well, especially on a small tank like this. Now if I had a larger tank with like harder to keep corals, and yeah, I mean, I see it 2 ways. It's either I save my money now and just have this tank to be a budget-friendly aquarium with, you know, decent lights, decent pumps, or I could just buy expensive equipment right away, and then in the future, if I ever upgrade to a larger tank, my MP40s, that's if I was to buy them, will be able to I'll be able to install those on a larger tank, and then the XR15s will do good as well. One thing I do is just do research a little bit more on what is the coverage when it comes to the XR15s, because I know that the coverage already for the hydras, so they do good. And when it comes to the sump, I still have the basic setup. I'm running, I'm using the stock, what is called water reservoir, and then I'm using a Simplicity skimmer. I do have a RedSea skimmer in my garage, but it does not fit. This sump is too small for it. I could always upgrade to a bigger sump too, but I don't know if I want to do that at all. The return pump, I think, is a J-Bow. So yeah, anyhow, I thank you guys for watching this video, and until next time, I am out. Peace.